Welcome to another episode of the Top Producer TPX webinar. If you haven't been here before, I'm your host Spencer with Top Producer's Customer Success Department, and what I'm going to do today is show you 4 key things that you should know about Top Producer X in order to really dig into it and really make the most of it. So before we begin, just want to reach out to you guys and say, please let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. Let me know where you're coming from today, where you do real estate at. Feel free to let us know how long you've been with Top Producer before. If you're a brand new user, awesome, welcome. If you've been with us for a while, also welcome. Glad that you're taking the initiative and that you're interested in Top Producer X, which is the newest version of our CRM. So yeah, like I said, this is 4 things you'll want to know after setting up Top Producer X. Once again, this is Spencer, and then also I'll be joined by Marvin LaRosa. He's one of our research technicians, so he'll be taking care of the live chat today. So he'll be sending out some really great links to coincide with what we're talking about in the show, and he'll just assist me in answering some questions there. So if you're not sure how to join in the show, you just simply comment on the live chat here. You will need a Google account in order to do so. So if you have one already, please feel free to sign in and engage in the show and chat with us. It's worth noting that you will be able to find this video on our YouTube page here after as well. So in case you have to leave early, or maybe you just want to share the video with someone that you know, another agent that uses Top Producer, you can definitely find the link to the video here after as well. It just probably takes a few hours for it to be uploaded afterwards. And if at any point you would like some more one-on-one help, or you'd like to talk about some more specific questions or concerns or anything like that, you can feel free to contact our customer care team. We're available Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. in Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at our 1-800 number. You can use the live chat support in the bottom right corner of your Top Producer CRM, or any of your Top Producer products for that matter. Or you can email our help desk at support@topproducer.com. So this is kind of the game plan for today, everyone. So first, we'll kind of go over how to organize your contacts using statuses and tags, or what we call in Top Producer's contact types. Very, very versatile feature that honestly, the possibilities are endless. It's all up to your imagination and all up to how you like to run your business with this. So after that, we'll cover simplifying client follow-up with the follow-up coach. So the follow-up coach is a really great built-in feature that helps your day-to-day workflow. It's going to let you stay on top of your database. It's going to keep you up to date with who the highest priority people are to reach out to. And it's also going to help you clean up your database in general. After that, we'll talk about how to easily communicate with your clients through use of email integration and texting. And then finally, we'll talk about how to record details and schedule tasks. Those last 2 points may blend together a little bit here and there just because they kind of go hand in hand. So just before we go into this, just want to emphasize that this is definitely for after setting up Top Producer X. If you haven't seen my other webinar on Tuesdays, I do highly recommend viewing that one first. That will kind of point you in the right direction in terms of what to look out for when you're getting started. And then after that, I also highly recommend visiting our Quick Start video series. Throughout this video, Marvin will be linking to these Quick Start videos, so you can reference those. You can maybe put those aside and either view them after or bookmark them or something like that. What I'd recommend is the Tuesday webinar, and then Quick Start videos, and then this one today. But if you're here, like I said, very happy to have you anyway, and I think no matter what, you will definitely get something out of this. So feel free to take notes. Feel free to write down things that you think are going to be more relevant to you. And the whole point of this today is to make sure that you're going to be successful with your CRM, that you do have an understanding of what it's capable of, and just really give you some nice tips and tricks here as well. So first point here is use contact statuses and types to organize leads and clients in your business's pipeline. So Top Producer, being a real estate CRM, has you covered for all sorts of contacts. It has built-in contact statuses, which you'll want to make use of so that the system can work the best it can for you. So just to jump right over to Top Producer X and show you what I'm talking about here. So this is TPX. If you've already been using it for a few days or maybe a few weeks or something, or maybe you've been using it for months, you might be familiar with the screen already. This is the main contacts page. So right at the top of the screen here, you might already be familiar with the contact statuses that represent your business's pipeline. So there's new, engage, future, active, and closed. And the reason why these are so important, like I said, is that these statuses are put here for a reason. And the sooner that you categorize your contacts correctly, the sooner the system can really give you relevant information back, and by means of the follow-up coach. And obviously, it's just easier for you as well visually to have everything split up. So you don't want to leave everything in new. You don't want to leave everything in future, because that kind of takes away the point of having a CRM for your real estate contacts. So yeah, like I said, new here at the top is for brand new leads and contacts of yours, people that you want to reach out to immediately. Then after that, what you want to do is, after that initial point of contact, you'd switch them to engage, to let the system know that you have made that contact, but maybe you haven't converted them into a active client yet, or you haven't really figured out which direction they're going in. So after engage, the two natural ways it can go is either future. So let's say they're a colder lead, they're not willing to buy or sell right now. That's fine. You can put them in the future and kind of categorize them as someone you want to stay in contact with anyway. If you convert them to an active client, then you put them into the active status. And then finally, you want to get people to close with you and, help them buy a property or sell their house. And you signify that by putting them to closed after. So they become essentially like a past client. So like I said, the reason why you want to do this is not only for your own organization, but it's for this great feature here called the follow-up coach. So the follow-up coach has its own algorithm that it uses. We've done all the work for you ahead of time. It'll look at each status and say, this contact status should have this kind of time frame for follow-up because it's an active client, versus your closed, which should have a longer time frame because they're past clients. They don't need as much attention, obviously, right? So if we go into future here, let's just say you did a recent import. And usually a recent import will come in under the future tab unless you specify otherwise, because future is fairly all-encompassing for a variety of sort of colder leads or not so serious clients, right? So it'll look something like this. It'll say future at the top, 540 contacts, decent sized import, we'll just pretend. So a couple ways you can approach this in terms of organizing your database. You could, in theory, start at the top here, open up a contact record, and then get to work and start organizing these contacts. So you could say, Norm here is actually not a future contact. He's one of my active clients. I'm going to switch him to active just by pressing the active button up here. Just like that, he's switched now, and that counts as a last touch on his record. So an interaction here. So you also want to get some other work done if you can, like maybe you want to go in and add a note or something like that. You also want to take this chance to update the contact types. So like I mentioned earlier, contact types are a really nice versatile feature. They let you tag your contacts in whichever way you want. So it's completely up to you. There's some built-in ones such as buyer, seller, things like that. But you can actually add as many of your own as you want. There's really no restrictions. And there's really no wrong way to use them. It's more whatever's going to make it easiest for you to stay organized. And then you can make use of custom tabs and things like that, which I'll show you soon. But in this example, let's pretend Norm here is a buyer. We're going to go down to edit contact at the bottom of his record. Click on that. Scroll all the way down, and then we're going to focus on contact types, which is the fourth one from the bottom here. So we'll click in the search to add box, and we want to add the type buyer as a contact type. To start typing in buyer, it's going to pop up there. And you'll see he's tagged with this green buyer tag because it is a sort of a primary tag in Top Producer. And then we're just going to go ahead and save this contact. So you can kind of go through here and start updating the contacts. And what I recommend is, if you want to jump between them really easy, is you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard. So left and right arrows is, I find, much easier than actually just clicking the buttons. So to show you what that looks like here, I'm in the contact record. Gonna press the right arrow key and you'll see it's going down through the list. If I press it rapidly, I can quickly move through all these contacts. So that's one way to do it. You could go through them, in order if you wanted to. You can also use the follow-up coach. So give it 24 hours after your import for the follow-up coach to sort of take a look at your database and come to life. And then you can go through here and use it as not only a very powerful follow-up suggestion tool, but as a cleanup tool as well. And what I mean by that is it'll bring 5 contacts to your attention at a time. And then you can either legitimately use this as an opportunity to follow up with them, or you can just use it as a way to update them. So let's say, see Jerry right here. It says future. It says schedule a follow-up to ensure imported contacts don't fall through the cracks. So we just click on that. And it's going to continue to elaborate its suggestion over here in this purple area. Update their pipeline status, contact type, and who they should be assigned to. So that's, directly reflecting what I was just talking about. So let's say Jerry here is a closed past client. I don't necessarily need to follow up with him right now. Maybe I spoke to him, a few weeks ago and he's all good. And so I'm going to take this chance just to update his status. Once again, go down, update contact type, past client, buyer, for example. Let's say he was also a first-time buyer. Can add that on if I want, and then save this contact. So then now the follow-up coach has brought that to my attention in a way that's not overwhelming. I'm not dealing with a huge list of contacts at once. It's just letting me focus on something and really just get some work done, whether that would be follow-up or just organizing my database, because at the end of the day, it's all work done in your CRM. It's all, you're using your CRM for something useful, and you're working towards even more future success. So then you can go ahead and skip this follow-up suggestion, because if you hit mark done, it's actually going to ask you which method you followed up by. So if you did follow up with this person, feel free to use this, but actually a lot of times the follow-up coach will automatically mark this as done for you if you followed its suggestion. So it's really nice in that way. But if you need to manually tell it something, you can do that too. And you can also just chain this together and start booking further follow-up. So it makes it really easy to do that. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and skip this because I'm just simply updating this contact. That's good enough for me for now. And then I'm going to back out of here and go back to the follow-up coach. You'll see now that it's completed. And you can just kind of grind your way through here and just, follow the suggestions or not. It might just, like I said, bring it to your attention and to touch up your database. So what I would say with this, guys, is that if you've never used a follow coach before, jump in and give it a try. I think you'll be very surprised at just how focused it keeps you, and you can start making it a part of your business practice. It's not just like a product, it's not just a feature. You can make it part of your business model where you use this to stay on top of your contacts, and it's all about being consistent. So with something like this, once you get in there and you put in the work and curate your database, it's going to be worth it, because then the system can start working for you. You start getting that maximum return on investment out of your Top Producer CRM subscription. And ultimately, that's what we want. We want you guys to be happy. We want you guys to be successful. And this is one tried and true method in order to do that. So what I would say, guys, get in there, try it out. In your first week of using Follow-Up Coach, if you haven't already, try to get through 15, 20 contacts. See how that goes for you. And I think you'll be quite impressed with that. So we do also have a really good quick start video covering Follow-Up Coach, which Marvin can link you to if you want to learn more about that. So next, we're just going to go back to the contacts page here in the top left. And we've already mentioned categorizing contacts with contact types. Well, let's take that a step further. So what we can do now is we can work on some custom tabs, because it's great to have these pipeline statuses at the top. These are the main statuses that your contacts must fall into. And like I said, you should put them in. But let's take it further. We're going to go to the Manage Tabs button here at the top right next to the Add Contact button. Click on that and then click on Create Tab. So let's say, for example, you would like a list of all of your buyers, irregardless of which status they're in. Maybe you want a weekly reminder to stay on top of all your buyers. So let's just make a tab, for example, here called All Buyers. And then let's search for the type buyer. Let's search for the type buyer investor and add that. Let's search for the type first time buyers, out of town buyers. Just for this example, we'll include everything that we have in the default database. And then we're going to click create tab. So we're labeling the tab, and then we're telling it what we want the tab to contain here. And then we're clicking create tab. So you'll see here what this did. Let me just remove this really quick. So this created a list of contacts in various different statuses here. Some are engaged, some are future, some are active. But the thing that they have in common is they all have these contact types that we've set. And then let's say you do want that weekly reminder, regardless of what status they're in. Because the follow-up coach will, like I said, keep you on top of that based off their status. But let's say you want your own reminder. Let's click on add follow-up reminder in the top left. And let's just, for this example, set it 7 days. And we'll see what happens. So suddenly everyone up here got highlighted in red, as you might have noticed. And it says overdue. That's because these people are way past the threshold we set of 7 days for follow-up. So the last touch on their record indicates that they're way past that threshold. If I scroll down here, you'll notice that some of them are highlighted in yellow. And it just says follow-up. So this means that these people are in that prime spot to be followed up with based on the custom follow-up reminder you set. And then the contacts down here, well, they're fine. They're not anywhere near that threshold yet, so they're just in white. So you'll see it goes from most severe, like most highest priority, overdue, to follow-up, and then just to regular. So the nice thing about this is it's non-intrusive. It's kind of a soft visual reminder that you can use as an additional security net. So you have your follow-up coach. And obviously you need to come in here anyway and keep an eye on things. You need to do the work. And then this is just an extra security net to help keep yourself even that much more organized and make sure that no one does fall through the cracks. You can also get super customizable with it and make different lists. Let's say you have multiple agents on your team. You could tag these different contacts, as the different agents' contacts, and then you can create custom tabs. So then that you could view the contacts on that your other agents are handling. And then you could even pass them back and forth, reassign them to each other. You could have custom tabs set up for that. So then that way they can check in every day and say, hey, Bob, I got to see what Bob referred to me today. Maybe he passed someone over to me to handle. And I'm going to check my, recent referrals tab that we set up. And so there's so many possibilities you can do. So many things you can do with contact types and make custom tabs. If you would like any help with that, if you want to brainstorm a little bit and really dig in and say like, hey, I could use some suggestions on, what I can do with my database here, just feel free to give us a call. We'd be happy to walk through that with you and, go over some ideas to best make this work for your business. So I'll put the support number up there in the top left. If you guys want to talk about really making the CRM yours, working on your database, using the follow-up coach, but also, customizing to your own specifications, and how your business operates, just give us a call. And, that stuff is fun. We'd be more than happy to help you work on that. So yeah, those are some kind of, really visceral things you can dig right into instantly in Top Producer to really start making the most of your database. So my challenge to you guys, like I said, would be to start putting it to use, start categorizing your contacts properly so that the follow coach can work for you. Because the amount of work you put in will be given back to you tenfold in terms of the follow coach. Try making some custom tabs. Start putting in custom, maybe categorize people as your A leads, your hot leads, your cold leads, that kind of thing, however you like to do it. Make custom tabs for that, set different reminders, different thresholds, depending on how serious those buyers are, for example. Categorize people as vendors, other professionals that you work with. Feel free to make a custom tab for them as well. It's just going to make your life easier. It's going to make things very accessible. And like I said, the sky is essentially the limit on how you use this. So go ahead, put those to use. And then after that, if you have any questions, just give us a call. And feel free to watch some quick start videos. And, it'll get exciting the more you dig into it. That's what I could say. So let's go on to my second point here. If no one has any comments at the moment. So the second point here is let the follow-up coach be your assistant. So I kind of already covered this a little bit, but just to dig in even further, because follow-up coach is such a prime feature. So Jumping back to Top Producer X here, jumping back to the follow-up coach. Like I said, the sooner you curate your database and let the follow-up coach help you, the easier it is to use this as part of your business model. So coming back here, we're going to say, this one that says Market Snapshot gives your clients the market info they want, and you'll be the neighborhood expert. Win-win. So what it's saying here is that actually Market Snapshot is one of our other products. It's used for sending out custom market reports to your leads and your contacts. It has a ton of value in it, more than just your standard run-of-the-mill drip campaign, because it's great for new leads that are looking for properties. It has your branding attached to it so they come to you. It's great for your active clients, obviously. And for past clients, you can keep them up to date with their property's value. And who knows what might happen. It's a great conversation starter more than anything, but it does require follow-up. So just to show you what this looks like a little bit. If I go down to the settings button, I'm going to go to Market Snapshot. I'm just going to view a sample here. So this is what Market Snapshot looks like. It's a nice graphical report here, lots of clickable things. It's got your branding in the top left, name, phone number, picture. They can email you directly. You can change the recipient can change the location. They can even change the report. They have some control over that. They can customize it. They can filter it. So you don't have to worry too much about sending them 100% completely accurate report the first time, because you know what? If they receive it and they start talking to you about it, that's a conversation right there. That's something you can work with. That's something you can turn into business. And you know what? You guys are the professionals. I'm going to leave it to you to how to talk to your clients. But once you get them hooked and they're curious and they're wondering, you become their go-to person. And just let them know that. Reach out to them, email them, call them, whatever, text them, and just let them know that you're there for them with this snapshot report. So if you have Market Snapshot and you want to learn more about it, we do have a great quick start video for that. If you don't have Market Snapshot and you think, hey, this looks really cool and I think this is going to benefit me, feel free to reach out to our sales department. I have the number up there. They can provide you with a really great demo, and you can start putting this to use right away through Top Producer X seamlessly through the use of the follow-up coach. And the follow-up coach is actually going to keep you on top of that first snapshot that goes out. So what I mean by that is when you send out your initial snapshot, because it's reoccurring, but for the initial one, if that person doesn't view that report, the follow-up coach is going to notify you and say, your contact has not viewed this report here. Follow up with them and find out why. And then there's some great templates and emails like built into Top Producer X that you can even send off and say, hey, this is what it is. There's a snapshot follow-up for buyers, for sellers. There's a couple other ones like sort of a warm-up email and things like that to really get them on track, to notify them, to not just blindly send it off to them. Because you don't want to just send these off to everyone without explanation. You want to be there for them and tell them that you're there for them to answer their questions, concerns, and you want to work with them to make this something that's of value to them. So anyway, for more on Market Snapshot, like I said, great quick start video available on our YouTube page. You can call us for a walkthrough. Like I said, contact our sales department for a nice demo. Yeah, very filterable, very customizable, based off zip codes, subdivisions, areas, etc. Shows you tons of information. They can come in here and like properties. That'll notify you if they click this little heart symbol. They can also send you a direct inquiry, and you'll get the full statistics on this. Anytime you can see how many clicks, how many opens, how many views, etc. So it's all there for you. So anyway, going back to the follow-up coach, if I were to click on that, it's going to further elaborate on the suggestion. Say, send a Market Snapshot to send neighborhood reports every 6 months and tell them what their neighbor's house sold for too. So if you think that's a great suggestion, you say, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this right now, and you have Market Snapshot, you can click on Snapshot Reports here. Send a Market Snapshot. And then you're going to go through here and fill out this criteria, whether they're a buyer or seller. You just select. The only real difference is that, obviously for a seller, you have to fill out the full property address. For a buyer, you can get away with just sending off based off of a zip code if you want. However, if you do put a property address, it's going to focus the report on that property and radiate out from there in a circle, essentially. You can narrow it down by zip codes, everything you want. Lots of customization here. Property type, you can put in min-max price, how many beds and bathrooms. You can leave it blank just to leave the report a little bit more open if you want, which, in some cases is not a bad idea. You can always just talk to them later and narrow it down further, and they can filter it themselves. Like I said, it's very easy to use. Down here, you control the report frequency. So every 2 weeks by default, they get a brand new report, brand new link sent to them with fully up-to-date information from the MLS. And then down here, there's listing alerts, which is kind of part 2 of Market Snapshot. These will send them daily listing alerts based off which check marks you have here. So just listed, price change, just sold. If you think something is not relevant to them, just please feel free to uncheck it and send that off. And then down here, you can enter additional zip codes for the listing alerts. So keep in mind that the zip codes you enter here are for the actual report itself, and the zip codes you enter here are for the listing alerts. So you can pretty much just add the same zip codes down here for the listing alerts and take care of both if you think they want notifications daily about those zip codes as well. You just send off that market snapshot. Then you can go back to the dashboard, and this should mark it as done because it'll realize that you followed its suggestion, the follow coach. But in this example here, I'm just going to mark this done manually. Say I sent a snapshot. Sent first snapshot to new lead. And then let's say I'm going to schedule a follow-up to do here, just to show you a bit of the flow of what this looks like. Follow-up on MS market snapshot. Let's say I set a reminder from 2 days from now. Just give them some time. Save that wrap-up. This always takes a little bit longer when I'm streaming live just because of the amount of internet bandwidth being used, so we'll just be patient here for 1 sec. So we'll just pretend that was finished, and we're going to skip that just to nullify it, and then Snapshot Reports would show up in the tab here. And then yeah, you could always, at that point, go to emails here. If you've already integrated your email, you can send off a email right from your existing business email. If you haven't integrated your email yet, I highly suggest it, because email integration in Top Producer X is going to allow you to view email history right within the contact records. It's going to allow you to send out emails from that address. So you're not sending it from some make-believe address. It's not being impersonated or anything like that. It's truly coming from your business email on your behalf through the Top Producer X CRM. So instead of hunting through your inbox for email conversations, you can come right into the contact records, see what's relevant between you and your contact. So let's say we go to emails here, go to compose email, and then I want to send Dick here a reminder, or sorry, an email saying I sent him a market snapshot. Well, you can use the built-in templates in the bottom right here. It looks like this 4 bracket icon. Then you can go through here, and if you scroll down about halfway, you'll notice these ones that say new. So market snapshot follow-up for buyer and for seller. Also one saying, did you receive the market snapshot? And also a market snapshot warm-up email. So in this example, let's click on the seller follow-up. And it'll explain to them, hey, I sent you a report that contains details, and it'll explain what it is so they're not, left in the dark about this. It'll tell them the value of it. And then it'll say, I hope you enjoy. And if you need anything, if you have any questions, please feel free to call me at blank. And then it'll fill it in automatically with your mobile number that you set down here in the bottom left. So settings, bottom left corner. My information at the top. Scroll down to phones. And you want to fill out this mobile number because that's going to be used for your email templates as well as your market snapshot. So you can send that right off there. And that's going to show up in the contact record. So if I go back to the follow-up coach, emails, now I see the email history between my integrated email and whichever email is on file with this contact. So you'll see it's got this little red eye with a crosshair that shows it's unviewed. You can come here and see the status. You can click on it. You can see the email that went out to them. You can reply, you can forward, etc. You can compose a brand new email, like I said. You can refresh. So it's really, really easy to just, stay in contact with them through here. So anyway, going back to the follow-up coach, like I said, you can see how it can bring these things to your attention so that you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to, rack your brain trying to figure out everything and hunt through your database, the follow-up coach is going to bring these to your attention. But like I said, you do need to curate your database first and categorize contacts properly. So what I would say, guys, is get in there, integrate your email, and set up some of the basics that I've covered in my previous webinar. Check out the quick start videos. Set yourself up for success with the CRM, get the most capability of it, and then grind through this follow-up coach, like I said. Send off some emails, send off some market snapshots if you have it. And like I said, just really get some work done quite easily with the follow-up coach. So we're going to move on to the next point here if there is no questions or comments at the moment. So next point here is reach out and stay in touch with leads and clients. So already kind of touched on that a little bit with the email integration, but we can dive in further. So, like I say here, the first step to success with any CRM or anything really is just using it. Start using it for everything. Start using it for documenting notes, property insights, tracking email, sending text messages if you like, all that kind of stuff. This can become your hub for everything real estate related for your contacts. And if you integrate it with your existing business email, if you integrate it with your calendar, then you can have all this stuff seamlessly, syncing to your smartphone on the go. So you're always connected. So going back to Top Producer X here, let me just show you a couple examples. So let's go to, just as an example here, to the Engage tab. So like I said earlier, these are for contacts that you have already reached out to and spoken with. Let's say there's this person right down here, Nicole. So I'm going to open up Nicole's record. She's set to engage. And let's say I already spoke to Nicole today. So what do you do with that information? Well, you're going to want to document it and tell the CRM that you have made that point of contact. So to do something like that, we're going to go to the Task tab down here. Within the contact record, we're going to go to Add Task. And it says what type of task. So we're going to select Call and just say spoke with Nicole. And then you can add any notes down here about what you spoke about. And then what we can just go ahead and do is save that task. And it's going to appear here. And so we're just going to mark that as done because we've already done that. And then right here you can schedule a follow-up. So let's say we spoke on the phone and we realized, we need to have a meeting 2 days from now to really discuss maybe some of the stuff in the market snapshot that she came across. Maybe some other questions and concerns, and things are starting to get a little bit more serious here. She's thinking about working with me as an agent, but we need to have a nice meeting and go over some things. So let's say I'm going to book this. Nicole wanted me to meet her at, or let's say call her at 1 p.m. So I can book that in with the appointment button. I'm going to select the day for tomorrow, set the time to 1 p.m. If I want to avoid being overbooked in my calendar, I could set the end time, not 100% vital, but let's just say to be safe, we'll block up that 1 hour. Because let's say it's syncing to my Google Calendar, and I just want that blocked off just in case. Then you can just save that wrap up there. So then now, you've made a touch on this engage contact. You've let the CRM know that you've spoken with them, and then now you've booked a follow-up to talk to them again tomorrow. You've set an appointment for that. So in another example here, let's go check on a past client. So we'll go back to the main page here. We'll go to the closed tab. And let's say, let me just log out here and log back in really quick. Okay, so let's go to the close tab. And let's say in this example, we're going to go click on Carolyn's record here and open this up. So let's say Carolyn's a past client of mine. Oops, gonna go update that. Past client. Save. And let's say we want to check in with Carolyn. Let's say maybe we found her just through the list, or maybe we even found her through the follow-up coach. Great. So let's use the built-in email integration once again. We have Carolyn's email on file. We have our own email integrated. We're going to go compose email. And then in this example, let's use another template. So we can use the templates down here, the bottom right once again. There's for example, a past client check-in one. So past client check-in. Then you can just come in here and customize this. So you can replace these square bracket areas with, something that's actually like relevant to them, like their neighborhood name, the year they purchased their home in, and things like that. And if you needed to reference that stuff really quick, you can see their address here. You can check important dates if you want to check it, what you've documented as their home anniversary. We'll cover that in just a bit. And yeah, you can also attach obviously notes and say, property sold for this much. You can also track transactions in Top Producer X. So you could always go to the transactions tab, check on that closed transaction and reference the sale price and all that kind of stuff. So you see how everything just is all here for you. It's all one area, just a couple clicks away, and then you can send off that email quite easily. So let's say I did that past client check-in. Just kind of bringing up their home's value and letting them know, maybe we can have a conversation if you want to talk about that a little bit more. And then what you could do is go to the task tab here, add a task, set a to-do reminder, just to say we're going to check if Carolyn responded and we're going to get ready to follow up on that. So reminder, let's just say check if Carolyn responded to email. Set that for the next day, save that task. So now in the task tab, we have that here. And that's going to appear on the calendar on the left side of TPX. So we'll see on the 11th, 3 to-dos, including the one with Carolyn. Click on that. That's going to bring you to that task. You can even go right to the contact record from here. So everything's all interconnected. You can also go directly to the task tab, which is more of a list view. Very easy to organize through here. So let's see what's up tomorrow on our task list. And there it is right there once again. So you can mark it as done there if you've done it. You can click on it once again. You can add notes directly onto the task right here if you want, quite easily. You can delete it. Lots of things you can do here. And sorry guys, just getting a phone call, but I will ignore that. So let me see here. Actually, sorry guys, I do apologize. I will just be right back. So the shower head is the only one that works. We're not able to get any water out of the actual faucet. Okay. Yeah. I have to just run back to work, but I think Conrad might be around. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to deal with something urgently. All good though. So coming back to Top Producer X. So another thing I've talked about is texting. So this is built into Top Producer X. If you haven't set up texting yet, you want to go to the settings button in the bottom left and then click on the texting tab. We do also have a quick start video covering how to set that up. It is very easy to use. You'll be given a virtual texting number that you can then use to text from right out of the CRM. And the advantage of this is that you can treat it like a business number. You can even feel free to advertise it if you want and put it on business cards and things like that. And then you can go into the contact records and be able to see the text message log. So just as an example here, if I go into this contact record, just for the top producer customer care that I was using for testing, you'll be able to see here what this looks like. You can see this texting chain, and you can easily just send text right off here off your keyboard. So as a more realistic example here, if we jump to the active tab, or let's see. So let's say actually we go to the follow-up coach and we get alerted to Brandy here, who is a active contact. Let's say we go in here and just let me adjust something here. Well, I thought that would work. So this one's admittedly a little bit hard to demonstrate because it's wanting me to actually, text a real person or someone that's a U.S. resident. And as I'm not a realtor, this is all kind of a test database. But essentially what you could do is you can come into a contact record, type off a text message, for example. Let's say it's an active client of yours. Send off a text message, have that documented here in Top Producer. So they receive that text message to your phone, to their phone. And if they respond to that text message, you're going to be notified on your smartphone. It's going to say you have a new message in Top Producer X. Click here to view it. If it's from a number that's not a contact in your database, then it'll just let you know the phone number. You can always come into Top Producer and add them as a contact yourself. So let's say you sent off a text message. We send off a message to David here, pretend he's an active client. And, I sent him a message saying, hey, David, I'd like to talk soon. When can we set something up? So then I'm going to set a task here. Afterwards, just set a reminder with David about meeting up. Set that for tomorrow. And I apologize for the music in the background. We have a plumber here right now, and I guess he's jamming out, so I can't really do anything about that. So gonna go out of here. But yeah, as you can see, you can kind of just chain everything together here. You can stay in contact with email integration, you can use texting, and then just have everything all in one spot where it's easy to access. So what my challenge to you guys would be on this one is try to use it for as much as possible. Get into the contact records, get used to messaging through there, get used to reaching out using that email integration, and then you'll find that these contact records are your one-stop shop, your hub for everything to do with this contact. So you don't have to jump between multiple different platforms, different programs, and you can really get the most out of this. But if you have any questions about how to dig into that more thoroughly, like I said, you can either reference our quick start videos, or you can give us a call at our customer care department, and we can do some more one-on-one training and coaching with you. So if we move on to the last point here. So record contact activity and schedule tasks. We have already kind of covered that, but I will show you a couple key things that we haven't covered yet. So we can record notes, we can document which properties are being inquired about, we can schedule appointments and more. So like I said, part of that has already been covered, but let's cover some of the things that have not been and sort of show how that bleeds into other things here. So going back to Top Producer X here, Let's say we go back to follow-up coach. Let's go and let's use David as an example here. So let's go into David's contact record. We're going to go to important dates. And you'll see here I already have some important dates set. So I have a birthday set, I have a closing anniversary set, and this is all done through one easy to use feature that is important dates. So let me just remove these here for a second. Or remove the birthday, and I'll show you how to add this. So we go to add date in the top right, click on this. And like I said, this is an all-encompassing feature that's really easy to use to add any sort of important date that you want to be reminded about annually. So let's say in this point it's birthday. And we're going to set David's birthday to March 15th. You want to set it to the occurrence this year though. So it's going to reoccur next year. So even though his birthday is, let's say, March 15th, 1951, you're going to just want to set it to March 15th, 2020. And if the birth year itself is actually important for you to remember and you just want to note that down, I'd recommend putting that in the description here. Just so you know, So it's going to repeat annually by default. You just save that. So now we've documented David's birthday. We've got his closing anniversary here, which I've set to December 1st, just as an example. And then we also want to have a property insight on here to visually document the properties that maybe, we went through with David on the way to actually closing with him. So a couple examples are these ones here. So here's a sold property. The status is pulled in from the MLS. Here's a pending property. And then what you can actually do with these, it's easy to add them. You just click Add Insight. And the advantage to Property Insights is that instead of just noting down which properties you've spoken to someone about in like a note section, you have this great connectivity with the MLS. So if you haven't connected your MLS yet, we do have a quick start video covering how to do that and then how to use Property Insights after that. So that'd be a great watch. So yeah, essentially you can document every step of the process. Let's say you've shown 2, 3, 4 different properties to this person and you want to keep a log of that. This is what Property Insights is for. You can add properties by the address or by the MLS ID number. And then what this will look like is something like this here. So got the basic information, got the status kept up to date by the MLS, got the price. You can click on this button right here, Add Note, or you can just click right on the insight itself. It's going to expand a note section where you can add notes that are pertaining to not only this contact, but also this specific property. So you can really start noting down, details about this property, maybe what the client likes about it, what they don't like about it, etc. So that way you keep yourself super organized. You can also click on this link button here. So for our American customers, this is going to bring them right to Realtor.com's page for this property, where you can view full details about this, lots of information. And cool thing about this is this actually can seamlessly go into our new transactions feature, which was recently launched in Top Producer X. So if you have property insights here, and let's say you get serious enough where you have a property that was like that they made an offer on, you can switch the interest level at any time with this drop down box, switch it to made offer, and then it's going to give you the option to add a transaction. So transaction screen will appear. Import from MLS is selected automatically. It's pulling in as much information as possible for you from the MLS. This will be kept up to date. Every time you log out and log back into Top Producer X, this will update. Then you can go in ahead and start adding key dates as they become apparent. You can update this anytime with ease. You can set a commission structure to keep track of your earnings on this. You can fill out any additional information. You can also choose to hide the tasks from the transaction from your standard calendar task if you're worried about it cluttering it up too much. If you prefer to just come into that transaction itself and view what's relevant to it. So you can see how this very seamlessly can transition from keeping track of properties that your buyers are interested in into actually tracking that transaction process when it becomes serious enough. So if you guys want to learn anything more about transactions, you can just feel free to give our customer care department a call. We'd be more than happy to walk you through that. We don't have a video on our YouTube page yet, but that will be in the works as far as I know. So just stay tuned if you like that kind of format. And then, yeah, I mean, that kind of covers some of the core functionality here. You've got your contact records, you've got your dashboard for information at a glance. It's going to show you the most recent notes from anything, whether that would be standard notes, property insight notes, task notes, etc. Same with the notes section. It's going to show you, see, this one here is for this contact, but it's also for this specific property. This one is for this contact, but it's also pertaining to this task. So it's your area to come and see what everything is linked up to. And it's all interconnected. Got your emails for your email history. One place to go to see all the conversations between you and this contact and send off emails with some great templates. We will be expanding on the templates feature soon. So just a little bit longer, you'll be able to make your own templates and save them and everything and customize them. You've got your important dates for keeping track of birthdays, closing anniversaries, and whatever else you need to. And you just mark them as done every year as you go. Property insights for visually documenting the properties your buyers are interested in, changing them into transactions when the time is right, just making sure you have everything noted down. Notes for everything related to notes. Snapshot reports to view the snapshots that you've sent to this contact with the full details, statistics, and everything. Task tab to see all the tasks applied to them, including any applied task plans. If you want to learn more about task plans and making your own plans and applying them to contacts, like maybe you want a nice lead conversion plan, maybe you want something to track your transaction, feel free to give us a call. We can walk you through that. It's easy to use. I would say it's a little bit more of an advanced feature, not that it is hard to use. But yeah, for more one-on-one help with that, just please feel free to give us a call, or feel free to use the live chat support in the bottom right here as well. Sending text messages, documenting those here automatically, having one place to manage your business text messages. And then finally, transactions to keep track of which transactions are linked to this contact with showing their, what they represent. Would that be the primary buyer, primary seller, etc. So you can see how this is a very powerful, easy to use, easy to navigate record. And the more that you put Top Producer X to use for everything, like I said, the more value you're going to get out of it. And you just put the time and effort in to start putting this together, so then that you get the maximum return on it. And, like I said earlier, it's not just a product, it's not just a subscription. Think of it as a business model that's going to help you stay on track. You're going to impress your leads, you're going to impress your clients. You're probably going to make other realtors in your area jealous, because you might be the one getting tons of business, with the use of the market snapshot to provide lots of value to those people going forward. All sorts of contacts taken care of in that way. So, yeah. So, like I said, if you follow these kind of key points and you reference our quick start videos, you give us a call to touch on anything you're not sure about, you can ensure that you're most successful with this CRM. And, we are here to support you every step of the way. You can reference as many videos as possible. You can give us a call. We want to make sure you're successful with that. So between our customer care department, actually, let me just go over here. Like I said, between our customer care department, which you can call, you can use the live chat support, you can email, Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. in Pacific Standard Time. We also have our Top Producer tips and support page. So if you're in Top Producer X and you go to the top right corner and you click on your profile picture, then just click on support site. This is a great, huge resource full of different articles. This will show you the Top Producer X specific area, but you can also go to product support and view any of our other products. We just also recently overhauled this. So our website guys did a great job on this, on making it nice and easy to use, very clear what everything's for, nice big buttons, everything's split up. If you click on Top Producer X, you'll see it's all categorized nicely. So great resource, please take advantage of this. This will also lead you to different videos as well that are relevant to the articles. And if you want to join in on future webinars, you can go to the webinar schedule at the top here. And this is going to be super easy, to follow, nicely laid out. You just click on the ones that you're interested in. You'll see the title of the webinar. Pretty obvious what each of them are about. You just click on them. It'll show you the video on YouTube, which you can then add to your Google Calendar, add to your Apple Calendar, click on the video directly, recommend creating a Google account if you don't have one, because that way you can engage in the show. Like I said at the beginning, you can set a reminder for yourself on YouTube, and then that way you can make sure that you don't miss out on that. So yeah, if you just do your due diligence, take advantage of what we have to offer. Like I said, webinars, quick start videos, articles. There's tons of things here to support you, tons of things to ensure that you are successful. But you just need to put in the work. You need to make the CRM yours. You need to get adjusted to it, work on your database, and then you'll be laughing. And like I said, this will help you be consistent and stay on track with your business. And like I said, I'm proud of anyone that has made this step for themselves and for this business. And like I said, we're very happy to support that. So one last thing to cover here. Feel free to join our blog as well, which is hub.topproducer.com. Sorry, hub.topproducer.com. You can stay up to date with product updates, as well as some really great real estate articles. You can feel free to join in on our Facebook Live sessions, which are managed by Keith Hawken, our Senior Sales Director. So he does some really great videos about new features and also engages with some other industry professionals, and they go over some really cool subjects. Like I said, Top Producer Campus, Customer Care Team, Facebook group. Lots of ways to stay connected, lots of ways to learn more. And yeah, that being said, guys, that's kind of all we have for today. So just going to say, thank you so much for joining in the show. If there's anything, like I said, that you would like to see elaborated on, please contact us. Like I said, these videos are not meant to cover every single little thing, but we just want to show you some things to get excited about, show you some proof of concept, show you how you can make this work. And then if for something more custom tailored to you, please give us a call. Please use the live chat. We'd be more than happy to assist there. And yeah, if you'd like to see any other content covered, by the way, please let us know about that as well. Let us know in the comment section on the video. Call us, send a live chat support. You can also use the feedback button here in the bottom left of Top Producer X. So if you click on this, it's going to ask you to rate it whatever you're comfortable with out of 5 stars. Then the main thing here is typing your feedback in this box, name and email. You can even choose if you have someone from our team reach out to follow up with you. And this is the most direct way to leave your feedback. So if you want to see features in Top Producer, if you have any questions, concerns, just any general feedback, if you want to tell us how much you're just enjoying it and how much of a difference it's made, we'd love to obviously hear that as well. The feedback form is the most direct way to do that. That goes directly to our development team, and that goes to our management team and everyone. And if you've seen on our Facebook recently, Christine, our social media manager, has been answering stuff on there about people's suggestions and feedback. And then within a matter of weeks, it's being implemented. So we're listening to you guys. We want Top Producer X to be something that is actually useful to you. And so your feedback is valued. I'm not just saying that. Like, it literally is being added into updates, every few weeks, every month. So please keep giving them. And we want to let this evolve into something that's useful for a wide array of real estate professionals. So yeah, that being said, guys, once again, thank you so much for joining today. This has been Spencer with Top Producer, joined by my colleague Marvin LaRosa in the live chat. So just reach out if you want to see anything else. If there's other content, just let us know. I'm looking for more ideas. I'm thinking of new ideas for other webinars and stuff like that. So we want to hear from you. We want to engage with you guys. And that being said, hope to hear from you guys soon, and we'll see you guys next time. So yeah, take care, have a great day, and happy holidays to you.